What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. Today, I've got a treat of treats for you. No pun intended, because we're going to talk about some treaty stuff during this episode. But today's episode is an interview with one of my amazing clients. Her name is Joanne. I call her JoJo. She's like family to me. She is a fantastic human. She has lost over 35 pounds. By the time you listen to this, it's probably going to be closer to 40 pounds, is now thriving in life. This episode, this interview, this story from Joanne, my buddy JoJo, is going to inspire you to take some massive action in your own life. So get ready, enjoy. Here comes JoJo. All right, guys, welcome to our final day. I know I'm just as bummed as you are. Welcome to our final day of the food fight. And I saved something super special for you guys for the final day. I know it's a Saturday. I know that you guys have probably got a bunch of stuff going on, and a bunch of you will be watching this via replay. And so if you're watching via replay, as always, you can just hit hashtag replay. If you have any questions, you can tag myself, Marissa, and you're going to have Miss Joanne on today, who is going to tell you an unbelievable story, and she's going to inspire you. If you have a question specifically for her, you can tag her in as well. And it's going to be an amazing day. Before we start that, I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes just to jump on so we can see who wants to jump on live. And again, last day of the food fight. I super appreciate you guys. I don't even know this thing if you can super appreciate, but I super appreciate you guys joining. What's up, Al? For the entire week. You guys that have watched every episode, thank you so much. I hope that you got the value that I intended for you to get out of this. My intention was that you came away from this week with more information, more knowledge, and a better relationship with food. Not saying a perfect relationship, just simply a better relationship. And for those of you guys that have decided that you're going to join us in the Ignite 30-day program, which is now a 37-day program because I'm doing the bonus week, I can't wait. We're doing the special bonus call tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So if you've joined the Ignite program, make sure that you have clicked the link Marissa sent you to join that's a lot of joins, to join the private Facebook group, which you'll be allowed into tomorrow morning, probably about 30 minutes before the call. We'll do our live call there, and then the training will start. I'm going to go ahead and give you your first week's power move tomorrow on Sunday. I'm usually going to give them to you on Monday. I'm going to give you your first one tomorrow so we can hit the ground running. So for those of you guys that have already joined, welcome. I'm super pumped about it. For those of you guys that are on the fence, today's conversation with Joanne is going to get you off the fence. I mean, she might just grab you and throw you over the fence. That's how cool this is going to be. Before I jump in, I've got to talk about something. So if you haven't seen it yet, as soon as this call is over, go to the Wellness Lab Launchpad page, which you're already on. Go to the very top, click announcements, or just simply look at the first post, and you're going to see why I'm a little bit irritated by what I posted, right? I'm at the store yesterday getting some groceries, and I just happened to look over at the checkout, and I see Dr. Oz staring back at me with the caption that says, "Lose 48 pounds by Christmas." And I'm like, you son of a monkey. Lose 48 pounds by Christmas. And here's the problem, right? We know now, after being in the food fight for a week, that could not be more BS than, I mean, it was like, it was the universe, it was God putting it right in front of me and be like, Jay, here it is, brother. Like, this is what you've been talking about all week. This is why you're pissed. This is why you do what you do. This is why you've created the Wellness Lab Launchpad, so people can have an honest place to go, so they don't have to rely on this. Here's the sad part. Dr. Oz is probably, I'd say, one of the top 5 most recognized physicians in the world. I mean, you say the name Dr. Oz, 99% of people know who he is, have heard of him, know something about him, and have an illusion. And they have an illusion. Well, that's Dr. Oz, right? Why would Dr. Oz not tell me the truth? He's Dr. Oz, for God's sakes. These guys have sold out, team. They've sold out to the dollar. They've sold out to the industry, right? Dr. Oz I mean, he knows better than this. He doesn't even, I guarantee you, he does not even believe what he is saying in this magazine. Lose 48 pounds by Christmas? He knows better than that. But he's willing to take the dollar and lie to you, lie to people. And guess what? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are going to buy that magazine and do whatever it is he says to do in that magazine. You know what's going to happen? They're not going to lose 48 pounds by Christmas. And then they're going to convince themselves that somehow they messed up. Somehow it's their fault. So Dr. Oz isn't going to have to deal with the ramifications of another failure. He's counting money. You guys are the ones that would have to deal with another layer of failure, another notch in the belt that just didn't work for me. I tried this and it didn't work. Dr. Oz said I could lose 48 pounds by Christmas and I didn't do it. And then Marissa even pointed out he's got something even smaller. It says, drink this tea and detoxify your liver or smoothie or whatever it is in 10 days or whatever. I'm like, Oz, come on, baby. You know, why are you doing this? Like, why are you lying to people? Just pissed me off. So go check that out. It's the perfect wrap up to what it is that we're doing here and why we've created this group. Lastly, I want to read you a little bit of a quote, not a little bit. I want to read you a quote that I've been just thinking about. I made a post on it yesterday, and it says this. It's by Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn is a business coach from back in the day, and it simply says, "We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons." So think about that. Discipline weighs ounces. Nothing. Regret weighs tons. Like, that's both metaphorical and real world, right? It's real stuff that we're dealing with. Like, when you're overweight and you're thinking about your weight on a daily basis, that's tons of extra real and metaphorical weight that's on your shoulders, that's on your mind, that's in your life that doesn't need to be there. If you just shifted that regret over to discipline, the weight would start to subside, both metaphorically and in real life. I mean, you heard Jill's story yesterday. Lost over 60 pounds since July. You're going to hear another amazing story about Joanne today, 35 pounds. Joanne started in the Wellness Lab Launchpad just like you. Joined Ignite 2.0 just like Jill. Joined my master program, Thrive Forever Fit, in August. And as today we stand here, you're going to meet her in just a few seconds. She's lost over 35 pounds. Started at 225 pounds. Someone just like you. She made the decision to choose discipline over regret. I'm going to let her tell the story. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. Let's just get this lady in here. Hold on one sec. Let me change my little screen action up here really quick so that when Miss Joanne comes in, I give her the proper spotlight. Look who I got, guys. Joanne, welcome to the Food Fight. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Joanne, do you have your, can you turn your volume down slightly on your computer maybe?
Sure.
You're just getting a little bit of a reverb. That is perfect. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
That's gorgeous. Perfecto. All right, let me see if I can fix my screen. Oh, I know what I'm doing. There we go. And there she is. Okay. Miss Joanne, I'm going to call her JoJo, guys, while we talk. So just don't think there's two different people in the room. It's just me, you, and Joanne. And JoJo's her alter ego. So Joanne, welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. You're going to inspire so many people today with your amazing story. What are you doing here? Like, why did you finally decide after joining the Wellness Lab Launchpad in November? You joined the Launchpad in November and you waited till July. And I know it was because we didn't offer it before that, but in July, you joined my first Ignite. What was the decision, A, to join the Launchpad, and then B, to take that next step?
Well, honestly, when you did the training, it's sort of like our food fight training, you did the Mindset Revolution. Mm-hmm. That was a game changer for me, the Mindset Revolution. I read your book. I bought a journal, didn't write one thing in it, nothing. I saw the transformation of my cousin Sylvia. I thought she was an inspiration. Did I do anything? Still didn't do anything. And I thought, what do I have to lose? I'm going to listen to this Mindset Revolution. And after that, it was a game changer for me. My mind is what got right.
Yeah.
And the weight loss is just secondary to that. I mean, it's a work in progress, but it was the mindset revolution that really changed my mind to join. But let me tell you, as soon as I joined, I had a little panic attack. I said to my husband, oh my God, what did I just do? I just joined this 30-day challenge. How the hell am I going to do this 30-day challenge with all these people watching? What if I fail? And that was the problem. I was afraid. I was afraid before, and I had a lot of fear.
Yeah. And you know now that there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean,
Nothing.
you can fall down as many times as you want, and you're just going to get picked right back up by the amazing people that you're surrounded with now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was a time in the beginning I thought, I can't do this. I'm going to quit. And then all of a sudden, like, I told my husband, I think Jay has cameras in our houses because, all of a sudden you pop up in this last minute, hey, live, hey group, I'm thinking of you. I love you. You got this. And it's just the most supportive group I've ever been in. This morning, I told you before we started the call, I received a text from my cousin Sylvia. I received a text from my cousin Julie. My brother and sister are sending love. I received messages from Tiffany and from Jill. So it is the most supportive group. I feel like if I met all you in person, we'd be like, hey, how have you been? You're my friends, you're my family now. And I'm closer to these people I haven't met than people I've known 20 years.
And it does feel weird. Like, don't you? I feel like that I met I've already felt, like you said, like I feel like if we all met at the same time and place, like I already feel like I know you. Like I feel like we've hung out for like years. And so, and guys, I want to touch on this before we get too far. Joanne is in the medical world. Like she works around, she sees Joanne, tell people what you do.
I'm a nurse anesthetist. So I give anesthesia for a living.
She puts people to sleep for a living, guys, and then she wakes them back up. Yes. So she's super powerful. That's a superpower. But she sees what happens when people don't take care of themselves. Like I have one of my doctor clients, he's an anesthesiologist, and he's like, Jay, you usually don't end up with me at putting you to sleep unless there's been a situation. So he does a lot of like knee replacements, hip replacements, like things that people, and healthy, fit people usually aren't on that table. There are circumstances and situations, but Joanne, you can speak to that. I mean,
Oh yeah. I mean, about 6 years ago, I worked at Detroit Receiving Hospital. So a level 1 trauma center in Detroit. I saw all kinds of shit that, it could just fill your ear with stories. And obesity, the patients, they're not, hypertension, diabetes, morbid obesity, not just obesity, morbid obesity. And I always thought to myself, you cannot get this way. I mean, the risks of anesthesia go up, and the complications go up with every comorbidity these patients have. Yeah. And I thought, I don't want to get that way. I want longevity. My son is an only child. I want his mom to be around for a long time. So I know I needed to make a change, and I finally did it.
Yeah. But for a while, that wasn't even strong enough. Like you saw all those people and you still didn't make that shift.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
And so I only say that because if you're listening today, it's okay that you haven't made the decision yet. It's totally okay. Like Joanne is 35 pounds down. Jill is 60 pounds down. And they were just like you. They saw the same things you see. They thought about their weight all the time. They did all those things. And they finally, like Jill said yesterday, she was ready to make the shift. And I think that's probably something for you too. You were ready, even though you were scared to death.
I was.
You were ready.
Yeah, I was. You told us you better get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that was real hard. Posting every day, I'm uncomfortable doing it, but I do it. And journaling was huge. Every day I write, I am worth it. I am committed. I deserve this. And I'm believing in it. And to find a coach that believes in me more than I believe in myself was huge. Yeah. Huge. I mean, I'm inspiring my husband. I'm inspiring people at work. And I never thought I'm in the back of my mind, I thought I would do it, but I didn't do it. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to start after the new year. Oh, I'll start Sunday. That's a new week. Never did it.
Have you done diets before?
I probably joined Weight Watchers more times than I can count.
Yeah, you got a freak.
Jenny Craig once, but I really can't remember. But
you got a frequent flyer card to Weight Watchers. Yeah.
Yeah. And the dumb thing is I would join, I'd go for a few meetings. I'd stop, and I'm still paying for this app. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're not even doing anything. And then I'd gain the weight back, and I would just gain more than I lost.
Yeah.
And even more. So.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think people might get a bad rap. When I talk about these programs, guys like Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or any of these things, I think the principals and the people that are in those places and spaces, they want you to have success. They really do. They don't want you to fail, but they just don't have the right formula. And that's why this really works, is that it's not about the food. The food is like a side effect. I mean, Joanne is uber educated, right? I mean, she puts people to sleep for a living. I mean, you have to have a high level of intelligence to be able to get that kind of job. So if I said to you, Joanne, for $1 million, tell me which meal is better. I've got a salad and I've got fried chicken. Which one would you pick? Mm-hmm. You'd pick the salad every freaking time. You know what to eat, right?
Right. I know what to eat.
So that has nothing to do with it. And so I always make that analogy, because you guys listening, you know what to eat. But the challenge is convincing yourself, like Joanne said, that you're worth making the decision, that the discipline is going to be better than the regret. And when you start to do that over and over again, now it's becoming even easier, because Joanne's mind tells her the right decisions now, where before your mind would lead you astray.
Right. Yeah. And that's the difference between this and Weight Watchers. I had no mindset training. I needed to work on the mind and get my mind right in order for everything else to fall into place. I would mindlessly eat it. I mean, I wasn't even hungry at night. I'm sitting, I'm in a couch potato. I'm eating stuff. I'm not even hungry. Yeah. At work, we keep a candy drawer. I was eating in between, like I'd run, take my patient to recovery room before I'd go back and start my next case. I'm, eating 2, 3, 4 pieces of candy just to keep my energy going. I don't need to do that anymore. It's unbelievable.
Tell them what it's like, Joanne. If you've never been in a hospital, like in a doctor's lounge or a nurse's lounge, or it is like it's like, and it's not good food. It's the worst food you could ever imagine, and it's there every day. It's staring at you. Sometimes it talks to you. People love to bring doctors and nurses food. Like, I was in the pharmaceutical industry for a long time. I sold an overactive bladder medication. So my funny brain said, well, you know what I'll do? I'll carry a diaper bag, and instead of filling it with my drugs, I filled it full of M&Ms. Because my boss in the pharmaceutical world said, Jay, I'm going to give you some advice. And this is a horrible thing to say. He said, I've never met a skinny nurse or one that stayed that way for very long. And that always resonated with me. And I didn't know what he meant until I started going into these doctors' offices every single day. And their break rooms were just full of donuts and muffins and cookies and cakes and whatever. And so I would give the front desk lady M&Ms, the nurses M&Ms, and I was everybody's favorite. I got to see every doctor I ever wanted to see, because I was passing out. My drug was sugar.
Yeah. And the thing is, people, when they're home, they're like, oh, I didn't want to leave this cake in my house. I brought it here because I know everybody would eat it.
Yeah. Yep. So we think of doctors and nurses and everything as like the people we go to for health. A lot of times they have the most unhealthy nutritional habits on the planet.
Right.
So good for you, Joanne, for being able now to walk past that candy, to walk past those donuts, and to be able to say, I love your encouragement board at work. Tell everybody about that.
Oh, we have this little encouragement board in the hallway, and one of the reprocessing girls, so they clean our instruments and sterilize them and package them back up for all the surgeons. They post these positive messages every day. So I don't know who started it, but it's phenomenal. You walk by and you read the message for the day. You're like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I got this. And just inspirational and motivational, and it's important.
I brought that up because I wanted to ask you this, and I don't know the answer, because when you posted it the other day, and my brain went to, I wonder if Joanne looks at that message differently today than she did last year.
I do.
Yeah. Because your brain's different.
Oh, my brain's, yeah, before I would just read it. Oh, that's a nice quote.
That's cute.
Now, what?
You used to be like, that's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I read it and it really resonates.
Yeah, you're actually, and so that's a sign, guys, that like when your brain, when you start thinking differently and you start speaking differently, you start acting differently, your brain works differently. And that's why it's so much easier to make these better, positive, powerful decisions. It used to be challenging. Like you used to probably couldn't walk by that candy drawer because your brain just went by, look, there's the candy drawer, and you just veered over there naturally, mindlessly.
And I honestly, I believe was addicted to sugar. The more I ate, the more I wanted.
Yeah.
And that was huge for me. I mean, I have to be honest, I didn't feel well the first month. I felt like I was shaky. I, had a stomach ache. I had a headache. And I think my body was detoxifying from sugar.
You know it was.
Yeah. And now people at work will be like, oh, what kind of diet you're on? I'm like, I'm not on a diet.
Nope.
Are you doing keto? Nope, not doing keto. No, I'm just changing my lifestyle. In fact, one of the nurses the other day said, oh, Joanne, I'm sorry. I have this piece of chocolate. I'm sorry you can't have it. I said, Janet, it's not that I can't have it. I said, I'm just choosing not to eat it.
You should have grabbed that chocolate and shoved it in your mouth and walked away. And then just been like, boom, and then just not said a word. She'd have been like, holy shit, what just happened?
Yeah.
See,
I told her, I said, I'm making a choice, but if I want it, I'll eat it.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, because that's where everybody gets like, what diet are you on? What diet are you going to do? What diet? Guys, we have to stop using that language. Like if you're on a diet or you're thinking about starting a diet or any of those things, I mean, this sounds horrible to say, it's probably not going to work long-term. You know what I mean? It's just not, because they have an end date and you're not going to learn anything. You're going to eat this special sauce or this special shake or this special thing, and then you're going to get bored with it. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go back to where you started, and you're going to go back to the candy drawer. You're going to go back to the places and spaces that you felt comfortable before. So it's like what Joanne said, we've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And now it's not even that uncomfortable, is it?
No, not at all. It's not at all.
So tell me, what's another takeaway? Like besides 35 pounds, amazing. You're just getting started. I mean, this is a lifestyle thing for you. You're going to keep losing and just being awesome. But what's something that you would tell somebody, you would tell your prior self? Like if you could go back and tell that JoJo something about making this shift being worth it, what would you say?
I would actually tell my prior self, I never thought I was deserving or worth it. I don't know why. I always put everybody first. I would tell that person, put yourself first, take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, how can you help take care of those around you? If you don't have the self-esteem, I had no self-esteem. I'd look in the mirror and I was very disappointed in myself. I look at that before picture, I'm like, how did I get that way? I mean, I apologize to my liver. I'm like, liver, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've treated you like shit all these years, but I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm going to treat you right. I would tell my old self, you are worth it. You deserve this and you can do it, because I'm doing it.
Yeah. How powerful. I mean, just speak to that for one more second. Like, what's it feel like to now start to believe that like I am more? Like what else has changed in your life? I mean, let's forget about the 35 pounds, but what else has shifted since now you believe in yourself so much?
I guess I got more confidence.
Yeah.
My faith is stronger. My relationships are stronger. I mean, I always had a good marriage, but our relationship is stronger. This goes back to the 5 fundamentals. Mm-hmm. So all this mindset is just not more than the weight loss. It's in my attitude, that's shifted huge. I mean, I go into work and I'd be like, oh, today's going to effing suck because I got to do 4 knee scopes, 3 shoulders today. The doctor's a jerk. But now I go in and like, today's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. And I'm making that choice to make it a great day.
Yeah.
And sometimes believe me, sometimes I come home and I'm a little cranky and my husband will say, you know what? That's not a J approved attitude. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. That is totally not a J approved attitude. And then I just my brain and all the techniques and tools you have taught us, and I use those to shift it around.
That's so cool. And you know what I've noticed? If I would have asked you to do this 3 or 4 months ago, like you'd have probably been like, you are crazy. I am not about to go on there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I would have said, no, maybe, pick the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, first of all, I wasn't going to give you a choice because now we're family.
Like when the coach asks you to do something, you do it because the coach does so much for you. So,
well, and I appreciate that, but it wasn't because of that. It's because I know that I know how amazing you are. And I know that if other people get to meet you, that you're going to change their life. And that's what I see going on here is that you're such a role model, not only for yourself. And like you said, you're changing your husband's perception, your kid, everybody is starting to notice. And I love the fact that they're like, oh, Joanne, you can't eat this. And you said, I can eat whatever I want. Like you might not be able to eat that, but I can.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I have one time my husband was, this is when we first started, and he took out one of those King cone chocolate ice cream cones, and he started eating. He goes, oh, honey, I'm really sorry. I go, hey, don't apologize to me. Apologize to your body. He started laughing. And so, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me what people eat. I have no triggers now. If I want it, I'll eat it. And so
I love that. What do you most look forward to, Joanne? Like just with the, not so futuristically, but I mean, what gets you excited now that didn't get you excited before? You know what I mean? Like just the whole lifestyle thing.
Well, it's kind of fun to buy new clothes.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I know that may sound simplistic, but I look forward to that. And I'm grateful for the little things. Like I can bend over and I can tie my shoe.
Yeah.
I can bend over and pick something up. I can walk. I have a Colonial. I can walk up the stairs and not get short of breath. So just being more active with my husband, with my family, those are the things I look forward to. I look forward to all these possibilities that I can do things.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to hold anybody back. I'm not going to hold myself back. It's amazing. I mean, I'm thankful my joints are, a lot of pressure have been taken off my joints.
Yeah.
Losing the weight.
Well, the job that you do, I mean, I would say it's fairly strenuous, not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. I mean, you're responsible for life. You know what I mean? That's a heavy card to take with you every single day.
Yeah.
How's your new view and perception? How has it shifted when you start to think about all the mental load? Are you able to handle it better?
I am. And I'll tell you, my biggest stressor in my life was my job. And I'll share. So when I was at Detroit Receiving, and this is going to sound sad, but it was almost PTSD. I was very stressed. I'd come home crabby, upset, and I would think to myself, and I did see a therapist for a short time to help me through this. I would think if I just got in just a little bit of a fender bender, but I'm okay, but I won't need to go to work today. Oh. I mean, that is how my mind was working at one point.
Yeah.
And it made me sad. I mean, because it was so stressful, the mental strain was stressful. But now with my mindset, I go into work with a much more positive attitude. I can handle the mental stress. And what helps me, I never thought I'd like exercise. I like to exercise. I come home, I have a stressful day. I'm going to turn Marissa on. I'm going to do a workout with her. Now, mind you, I can't do 45 minutes. I do 30. Yeah. I modify. I can't do a burpee, but I can do a cannonball.
Yeah.
So I focus on what I can do, and that helps me with the mental strain and the mental fatigue I feel at work. And just the positive thinking. And the one thing that stuck with me recently that you told us, it's not more than you can handle. It's just more than you expected. There's some days at work that I'll just repeat that sentence in my head all day long.
Yeah.
So that is what helped change my mind. It's not more than I can handle. I've been handling this for 20 years, 25 years. It's just more than I expected some days, but
Yep.
I can do it.
I love what you said. You don't focus on what you can't do. You focus on what you can do. And that's a big,
Yeah.
big shift, because before there was probably a lot of I can'ts and that,
Yeah.
that sucks and whatever. And now you just, you know what? I might not be able to do that right now, but this is what I can do. And so if you're listening, guys, I don't care if you're 300, I don't care if you're 350, I don't care if you're 400 pounds. You're never going to be, you should never feel like because you are unable to do something that you can't do anything. It's like Jill said yesterday. All she started doing was opening her front door and walking. That's it. So you just got to do something and do what you're capable of doing. And it's not about what anybody else is capable of doing. Like, it's not about what so-and-so can do versus what you can do. It's all about what you can do to increase that can. And the more you say I can, the easier it gets to say I will.
Right. And I try. I mean, with Marissa I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it. If I can't do it, if it's too, like, my gut would get in the way. I couldn't even do a sit-up. I mean, this is the truth. I couldn't do one sit-up, Jay, not one sit-up. My son held my feet and I grunted like I was birthing a baby.
That's funny.
And I did one sit-up and I'm like, I did a sit-up. Now I do sit-ups all by myself.
Yeah.
Like a big girl. I can do it.
That's so awesome. We've got some questions coming in. I'm going to ask our first question. So Jill says, what is the most amazing thing you know and believe about yourself now? How has your mindset changed? So she's basically saying, like, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what do you know about yourself or believe about yourself now that you didn't believe before?
Well, I never believed that I could do it or I deserved it or I could achieve it. But now I know I can. I know I can.
That's so awesome. And that's even bigger than just knowing that you've got a handle on this weight. It's everything that comes into your life, like a challenge at work.
Yes.
You probably like, I can do that. I got this.
Yeah, that's it. It's the 5 fundamentals. The family. If there's an adversity in my family, okay, we got this. We can handle this. An adversity at work. If there's a piece of food in front of me that, okay, is this going to help me get to my goal if I eat it? Or all the 5 fundamentals, it applies to everything. It applies to work. It applies to your relationships. It applies to your finances, your faith, your food, your fitness. And it's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know why I waited so long to get on board. I don't.
And you know what? You're here now, and that's all that matters. Let me ask, so we got another question came in from Tiffany. Tiffany wants to know, like, what do you have a routine that kind of keeps your mindset staying positive? Like, do you have a system that you kind of go through?
Well, when you taught us about journaling, so I started getting up for work. Like, I used to get up anywhere between 4 and 4:30. Now I set my alarm for 3:45, 3:50, because I want that extra few minutes in the morning because I'm not leaving this house. I've journaled every single day. So that is my routine. I need to write down 3 things I'm grateful for before I'm going to step out this door and go to work. And I'm surrounded by negativity right now at work with all this COVID stuff. And, I know so many people testing positive. So my routine is to journal every morning and just write what I'm thankful and grateful and blessed for.
I love that.
Yeah, that's part of my routine. And then I come home and I exercise. I try to do 4 to 5 times a week, but if I don't, I don't get mad at myself because you said you cannot work off a bad diet.
Yep.
So if I stay mindful of my food, I know I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, 100%. You know what's cool is, like, so you and I have the same routine. So we probably get up right around the same time. I get up around here lately. I've been here lately. I don't know why I say that. Here lately, I've been getting the Southern coming out of me. I've been getting up at like 2:45 in the morning. And the first couple, I think with the time change, because I usually get up about 3 o'clock. So now I'm up around 2:45, and instead of fighting it, I just get up and I start journaling and doing my gratitudes. And it's something that really is a game changer. Every morning, the first thing I do is I write down all those grateful things, and it rewires your brain, doesn't it? It's like
it totally rewires your brain.
the first time that adversity shows up in your day, you're like, I got this. Like you picked the wrong guy, or you picked the wrong JoJo. I got you.
Yeah. I do the things you told us to do. 3 things I'm grateful for. 3 people I'm going to encourage. Every day, my motivation and inspiration, every single day I have written down, stay engaged with Thrive Forever Fit Group, because that is what keeps me motivated, is all the people I've met, all their stories, all their encouragement, all their support, all their love, that's what keeps me going.
Well, then I say we is greater than me, right? And I think that's the philosophy of the group, is that I think everybody in Thrive Forever Fit and Ignite and all the programs that we run is that we believe that us collectively, our community, our culture is greater than me or the individual. And I think there's power in that, to know that you're part of a team and you're never going to be alone. Doesn't matter what you're going through. You got a safe place, no drama, no negativity, no nonsense. Like, we literally come together and like just support each other to no end. And it doesn't matter. Like you said, you could be having a horrible day. You go on that page and it's not going to last very long, because somebody's going to be there to give you that little boost of inspiration. Or like today, they're going to send you a little note before you come on and tell you how much they love you and how you are. You've never even met these people.
Never. Yeah. I know. I told Jill, and I said, I love you. I said, I never met you, but I love you.
Yeah.
Basically right back at you. I mean, I feel like I have all these friends. I'm the luckiest person in the world. I have hundreds of friends all over the world, all over the country. Family that's part of the group. My brother Al, he's a big inspiration to me. I invited my sister to the Wellness Lab Launchpad. My cousins Julie and Sylvia are the ones that introduced me to who's this Jay Nixon guy? They promoted your book, and then when I started, I thought, he knows what he's talking about. I'm on board now.
Good. Well, I speak for everybody in the group when I say that we do love you. You are a blessing to just have your presence, even though it's a virtual presence. Like, you bring a sense of happiness and love to the group, and I want to thank you for doing that.
No, thank you. It's easy.
Joanne, what would you say, like, if somebody was, like I said to Jill last night, if you were Joanne from 6 months ago and you were staring at that computer screen and you were like, I don't know if I should do this or not, like, what would you say to that lady?
I would say, just do it. What do you have to lose? But wait. And what do you have to gain? Support.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't be afraid. And fear, I think, is maybe what holds a lot of people back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to tell nobody that I'm doing this, because what if I fail? Yeah. That was a big thing. Hey, guess what? I told everybody, guess what I'm doing? I'm losing weight.
Yeah.
And I would tell that person, don't be afraid. That's what holds me back. I wanted to leave my job at Detroit Receiving Hospital for years. I was afraid, because I was in this comfortable zone. I knew the surgeons. I loved my coworkers. But it was time for me to go well before I left, and I just didn't do it because I was afraid. Yeah. So I would tell that person, don't be afraid. Just, take that step. It's like you said, just do that first rep.
Yeah.
So I would say, take that first step. Don't be afraid, because no one's gonna judge you. Everybody's just gonna show love and support, and you're gonna be amazed. And we're also not going to, I think you'll agree with this. We're not going to, if you'll stay engaged, we won't let you fail. Like, exactly. That's not even an option. So you don't get to fail. You can fall down as many times as you want. Right. There's going to be somebody either there to catch you before you fall, or to pick you up as soon as you hit the ground. And so fear is a big thing, guys. And I know that a lot of you probably are. What if this doesn't work? What if this happens again? You just got to know that you deserve it. And once you find yourself in the right place with the right people, receiving the right information, failure goes out the window. Is it going to be, will you struggle? 100%. I still struggle. I do this for a living. You know what I mean? I'm a human. You're a human. So lose that fear that you're going to fail, and just know that once you surround yourself with the right team,
failure's a done deal, because you're never going to be able to fail when you have this many beautiful people there to help you along your way. Right. Joanne, I'll say it again. I love you. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. I'm going to drop you down to the bottom of the screen. Don't go anywhere, because I want to give you a proper hug and goodbye before we leave.
Okay. Thanks.
And you're welcome. Thank you so much. All right, you guys stay with me. All right, guys, here's the deal. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us this week. Thank you for being the most amazing people on the planet. Thank you for being part of the Wellness Lab. The Wellness Lab is going to continue to be its ever-growing, evolving, beautiful place. If you're one of the people in the lab right now and you're thinking about joining Ignite, and you've got an extra question, you just need that extra little pat on the back, Marissa and I are going to be available all day. We'll help you. We'll get you the information you need. We'll answer any questions you have. We understand that it's a decision, right? But that's really all it is it's a decision that you're going to choose discipline. You're going to choose the discipline over the regret. And I'll say that quote again. Everybody faces it, right? Everybody faces the two choices. It's either going to be discipline or it's going to be regret. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. And if you're one of those people who's thinking about your weight every single day, like we've talked about, that's a lot of weight. That's tons of weight that you don't need in your life. It'll free you up, guys, to live the life that you deserve and desire to live. So whatever you need from me, whatever you need from this program, if you want to stay in the Wellness Lab, please stay. Please stay engaged, stay positive, keep asking questions. I want this group to be so robust and so voluminous that it becomes part of your daily routine to come check this group, to ask questions in this group, to engage in this group, so that this group grows and evolves into the places and spaces. So when one of us sees that magazine that Dr. Oz says lose 48 pounds by Christmas, we immediately come to this group and take care of everybody in here who might think that's true. So you guys are the warriors in this fight with me, and together we've got an opportunity to change the way that the fitness wellness world is. And we've got an opportunity to decrease the overwhelm and get us to the place we need to be. Guys, thank you for this week. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak, hopefully some positivity and some real truth into your life. And I love you, and I'll see you in the Wellness Lab. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye.